The electric vehicle industry is very interesting because there's more flexibility, more opportunity for small scale startups to get in and do, say, niche manufacturing. So I'm going to talk to Heather Pratt, Executive Director, Office of Research and Innovation Services, University of Windsor, and a key partner in Canada's first Automobility Hub, which is like a small scale, small run manufacturing center. So welcome to the interview, Heather.
Thank you, Markham. Pleased to be here.
This is really exciting because I think this is exactly what Canada needs. Maybe you could start with kind of an overview of what the Automobility Hub is.
Well, the Automobility Hub is, I think, the longest overnight success, I guess we could say. We've been working on this concept for, I think, the last 5 years as a regional ecosystem, working very closely with our partners. So what the Automobility Hub is the result of a lot of work, a lot of development of partnerships, both within our ecosystem and with Motion, located in Aachen, Germany as well. They had the first kind of automobility electric vehicle hub in Aachen that was spun out of the University of Aachen as well. And it's really designed to, at least, the Automobility Hub in Windsor, it's really designed to help support the advancement and the adoption of electric vehicles, whether it's an electric car, a scooter, a delivery vehicle. It could, I think the only limitation is really the imagination. Whatever type of mobility, and that's why we're calling it automobility. So moving people, goods, and services through, whether it's a truck or a scooter or a passenger vehicle or some other type of vehicle.
So if I understand this correctly, you could do a prototype that would be well within the scope of the hub, but you could also do small runs. So you could maybe do 5,000 of a scooter or maybe a small electric vehicle, like a passenger car.
Right, and that's what's so great about this collaboration. So, from the University of Windsor's perspective, we're developing a lot of new innovations and technologies. So a lot of that is very early stage, very, very early technology readiness level, TRL levels. It's too early for any kind of consumer adoption. So, it's something that it's basically almost like a science experiment that's been developed in a lab. So usually like TRL level 2, maybe 3, where TRL level 9 would be where it's out, consumers are buying it. So this is a really great opportunity for us to be working with the Automobility Hub, with St. Clair College as well, to take that innovation and that technology to advance it to the next stage, to ultimately see the commercialization of the technology. Because it's very hard to license or to commercialize innovations when they're still at the bench level. So that's what is really exciting about this. Is I think it'll really help to accelerate our ability at the University of Windsor to be able to take the technology out of the labs and commercialize.
Well, now a lot of universities do that, and they spin off startups that might be started by students. Very often they're started by researchers and professors at the university. Is that what you have in mind?
Yeah, exactly what we've got in mind. We've been seeing a lot more innovation disclosures from our faculty members. Have also been working with a lot of our faculty members who have thought about starting up a company over the last couple of years, but now that we're seeing the innovation disclosures coming through the system, they're seeing having a startup company of their own as an opportunity for them to develop the technology so we can then monetize it and see it into some kind of commercial production. I don't think it would be a full vehicle, but it could certainly be an element that would be embedded within some kind of electric vehicle, whether it's a passenger car, scooter, whatever the like might be.
Now, if you're going to be spinning off startups, I would imagine that the partners in the Automobility Hub become very important, because startups, they need technical expertise, they need administrative support, they need capital. And I assume that that your partners represent those inputs that the startups will require.
Well, yeah, the Automobility Hub is quickly becoming a really important partner within our ecosystem to support those startups, whether it's a student startup, a faculty startup, or just a community member starting up a company, because yeah, those resources are critical. So we do within our ecosystem, we do have a very strong entrepreneurial ecosystem that is providing support as well, and Automobility Hub is now just augmenting that as well.
This is really interesting. So is there any opportunity? So I'm located in Western Canada, and let's say that we really liked this model and it works really well out in Windsor in Ontario. Would you help organize, or maybe even franchise may not be the right word, but start up in other areas that are also interested in supporting electric vehicle development and electric vehicle startups?
Well, currently the agreement with PEM is that we have exclusivity in Canada, but there could certainly be discussions to explore those opportunities. I mean, from the University of Windsor's perspective, we're always interested in collaborating with not only industry partners, but also with other universities, because a lot of times we can maximize the research innovation that we are conducting when we have collaboration across different disciplines, even bringing different levels of expertise. If we're looking at engineering, if there's a gap in some expertise that we might not have at the University of Windsor, possibly looking at another institution from anywhere in Canada might help to augment that and help to advance the research.
Interesting. So where is the Automobility Hub in its development?
It's currently, we just launched last week. We had the public announcement. Like I said, it's been the overnight success of 5 years. It's currently located at St. Clair College, in one of the buildings at St. Clair College. That will be the initial location. And Windsor Mold, who is one of the investors within the Automobility Hub, will be, I believe there is a location that's being developed now that will be housing the lion's share of the operations that will take place there.
And what about partnerships with or relationships with the existing automakers in Ontario, and in particular, the supply chain there? I mean, there are over 700 companies in Canada that manufacture some part that goes into a Canadian-made automobile. What kind of relationships do you have with those companies?
We have very strong relationships with, the OEMs, and also several, tier 1, 2, 3 suppliers, etc. Also, a lot of the automotive parts associations, the Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association, the Canadian CAM, CTMA as well, really and also with our ecosystem and Invest Windsor Essex. And this is where the partnership, this regional partnership, is so strong, because Invest Windsor Essex is really taking the lead regionally to help our local companies, at least, to identify where those new opportunities are. And I think that the example of Windsor Mold investing in the Automobility Hub is a great example. They've identified the new opportunity in the market. They've identified as well that they need to transition in order to be able to be successful in this disruption that we're starting to see within the auto sector.
Very interesting. Well, look, all the best to success with the Automobility Hub, and we'll check back in a year or so and see how it's going.
Thanks, Markham. Looking forward to it.